sir, I can't see where your screen sharing.
Can you see it now? Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'm starting now, okay? Just keep quiet and listen, then I'll take your questions in a short time. Now listen now, the last class, I ended on uses of fish and fish products. I explained that fishes provide food for man. Some fishes are used to produce fish meal for making farm animals. I explained that shellfishes are exported for foreign exchange. Some fishes are used for decorations in aquaria. I explained that the bones of some fishes are used to make ghee. Now, some fish also are used to produce medicine for man, with the example of cod liver oil coming from codfish. Then I said all kinds of fishes can be used for research, especially those ones that we rear for our food. So there are experts that are carrying out research on all these species of fishes for us to know how better to raise them. Then I said, now, fishing is also a sport. I look at Argungu Fishing Festival. This, for instance, is fishing festival in Argungu. Okay, now you can see the picture here. The people are inside the river or a lake. They are allowed to come into the lake once a year for fishing purpose. And it's a competition, so it's a sport. That is, they are going to give gifts to the person who catches the largest fish. And I think I showed you that picture last class. All right, now, listen very well. Let's talk about fish food now. Look at my screen. The tiny natural fish food in water is called plankton. Okay, plankton has the same spelling, both for plural and for singular forms. Now, these planktons may be plants or animals. The plants among them are called phytoplanktons, while the animals among them are called zooplankton. Now, 99% of planktons are tiny or microscopic. If you take one, your eyes will not be able to see one, except under a microscope. However, I can tell you how you will know that they are in water. If you see an abandoned water, and you notice that it has turned green, it is because of the presence of these planktons. Okay? The phytoplanktons are the plants that are inside that water that have made the color of the water to become green. Some of them are algae, some of them are mosses, some of them are other forms of lower plants, Spirogyra and the like. Okay, so fishes eat them. As fishes pass and swim in water and their mouths are open, these phytoplanktons go into their mouth and they digest them, and that's their natural food. So the zooplanktons are also there. Most of the which I have said are also microscopic. So as these fishes eat this, they grow bigger in natural water bodies, streams, lakes, oceans, seas, springs, wherever we have the natural water body, these plantains are there. Okay. Then I would like to tell you that newly hatched fishes are called fingerlings. Newly hatched fishes are called fingerlings. That's the spelling in my screen. Now, most fishes reproduce by laying eggs in water. The male fish comes on top of that same location where the fish just deposited its eggs. The female deposited its egg. The male deposits the sperm, and then the sperm fertilizes as many eggs as it can. So they have, and the fishes lay eggs, and the eggs hatch into fingerlings for those ones that were fertilized by the semen, the spermatozoa from the male. So newly hatched fishes are called fingerlings. Now, if you have a question, ask your questions now, and I will answer your questions now. Unmute yourself, and unmute yourself and ask your question. Go on. I say unmute yourself. Yes, ask your question.
I have a question.
Go on now. Yes.
Does fishes lay egg inside the water?
Yes. Listen. The female fishes lay eggs inside the water. I just said that.
Underground?
Inside the water. So I know that some of them burrow into the underground, that is the soil under the sea. But most of them just look for where the water is not running fast. Okay?
Sir, this is Toby from SS2.
What did you say? Come again.
So that wasn't me. Someone said this is Toby from SS2. So I don't know the person. It's not like a baby voice.
Don't go. Okay. Now go on now. And does any other person have a question? Okay. If you have a question, I said unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay. If there's no other question, it means I'll go on. Okay. Now, I'll continue my explanation. Now, listen now. The methods of fishing is the next subtopic. Now, there are two methods of fishing. The method of fishing is the same as the scale of fishing. That is the volume of fish that is caught at a time. Now, there are two methods or two scales. We have the small scale fishing and the large scale fishing. And we shall differentiate right now. Now, look at your screen. The small scale fishing is done in streams, rivers, ponds, and then sea coasts. That means the sea coast is the land that surrounds a sea or ocean. Okay? You can also call it bank. Okay? Okay, so that's where they do small scale fishing. Whereas large scale fishing is done in seas and oceans. Look at the screen. Large scale fishing is done in seas and oceans. Okay, so that is the first difference. That is where fishing takes place. I said small scale fishing is done in streams, rivers, ponds, then at the coast of the sea. Whereas large scale fishing is done far into the sea and oceans. Okay. Now we go on. Small scale fishing uses small vehicles, that is like canoes or boats. They may not even use any vehicle. Somebody can just hold an equipment called hook and line, go by near a stream and catch 1 or 2 fishes at a time. It's still under small scale fishing. Okay, so the equipment they use is just their simple equipment, which I discussed shortly. That's the next subtopic. Whereas
I can't hear you.
Are you sure? But others are hearing clearly. Others can hear clearly.
Next.
Just check your setting. Check your setting of your microphone. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll continue. Now, I said small scale fishermen use small vehicles like boats and canoes and small equipment which we shall discuss in a while. Then large scale fishing is done with big ships. I mean, you can imagine how big the ship is. All the facilities are inside the ship. For them to live even up to 6, 8, or even more weeks before they return to the land. So to rent a ship, of course, it takes a lot of money, or to buy a ship for fishing. Now they use large nets, and then they use freezers or cold rooms inside the fish, inside the ship. So large scale fishing is done inside big ships, prepared for that purpose. Okay, we go on.
Sir.
Yes, ask your question. Unmute
So
yourself.
if you put a living fish inside a freezer, it's going to die.
It will die in a while because it's too cold. All right. So
Okay, sir.
can I go on? Now listen, I go on now. You can now mute yourself after asking your question. Now they catch a small volume of fish, that is small scale fishing. And remember, that's the basis of classification. So they catch a small volume of fish at a time. If you want to count the fishes, they can catch up to 100, 200 at a time, okay? Because of the weight of the fish, for them to lift it into their boat or canoe. Whereas the large scale fishing, they catch a large volume of fish at a time. Okay, what's your question?
Sir, in the large scale fishing rods, they catch a small volume of fish.
Large scale fishing, look at. Okay.
Sir,
yeah.
in rods, they catch a small.
Yes, thank you. I've corrected it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We go on now. Now, small scale fishes. Small scale fishing. Fishes are consumed locally. What that means is when the fishermen catch it, they don't have a store to store the fish. They don't have equipment to store it. They sell it off immediately to the buyers. So it means they are sold in that country. Okay? But for large scale fishing, they are processed within the ship even before they come to the river bank or the ocean coast to remove what they have caught, to unload what they have caught. Now, listen, the fishes are processed right inside the ship. They are frozen inside the ship. They are packaged inside the ship. When they just get to the shore or to the coast, they just unload them to start exporting. So that is large scale fishing. Now, last of all, it's very clear from all that we have said that small scale fishing requires small scale fishing requires little capital, whereas large scale fishing requires large capital. For instance, to rent a ship or to buy a ship, you need a lot of money. So it's only those who can afford it that to practice large-scale fishing. But for small-scale fishing, you don't need a large amount. One person can just get a hook and line, go near a stream, catch 1 or 2 fish, and go and eat at home. That's still small-scale fishing. 2 or 3 persons can just rent a ship, and then they will just rent a boat. They'll just rent a boat, and then they'll go and fish, like you can see in this picture that I've just clicked on. Ask your question now. Ask your question.
My question is that, like in the Agungu festival, where they catch the biggest fish.
Yes.
So I said they catch a small volume of fish. What if they catch a very big fish, sir?
It can be a very large fish, but the quantity of one large fish is small. Once you ask your question, mute yourself. Once you ask your question, mute yourself. There's noise from everybody. Everybody mute yourself except you want to ask a question.
So I want to ask a question, sir.
Okay, ask your question now. Ask your question now.
Sir, please, sir, this picture that people were in a boat and they threw something up. Please, sir, can I see it? Can you make it more bolder?
Okay. This is small scale fishing. Look at it. Is it easier for you to see now? Look, is it easier for you to see now? Can you see better?
Reach out your screen.
My screen is large enough. You can see everything there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I can see it now.
So this is how they do small scale fishing.
I want to
ask your question. Unmute yourself and 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 ask your question. Okay? If there's no question, it means I'll go on. All right? So now, the next topic is simple fishing tools.
Sir, I have a question.
Ask your question.
Sir, please, I want to search the picture. What can we search?
Come again. Come again.
Sir, don't worry, sir. Sir, don't worry.
Okay. Now, I'm going to...
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Ask your question now.
Sir, which catches fish faster? Is it a fishing rod or a fishing net, sir?
Which one is
which one catches fish faster? Faster and or more varieties of...
Well, how fast will depend on whether there are many fishes around that place at the time, and whether the person using it is skillful. Okay, so I may not say which one is catches faster.
Okay, so it doesn't depend on the net.
No, of course. The question is, are you using the net or any equipment where there are plenty of fishes? That's what matters. And is the person using it skillful enough in using it? Okay?
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So we go on
Thank
now.
you, sir.
Now, what we are now talking about are the fishing tools. Look at them. Now, we have simple fishing tools. Those are the ones used by small-scale fishermen. We will discuss those used by large-scale fishermen later. Now look at examples of fishing nets. Look at one. This one can be held. This is the handle. Okay. This is the open end. Okay. This is the mouth. This is, you can see the net. So I can hold the handle and I can swing the fishing net in water and catch one or two fishes inside this net. Okay, so here is also a fishing net. You can see those fishermen throwing the net. So that's fishing net. The next one is, we call them impaling or wounding equipment. So impale means to wound. Okay, that is, they can use spears, cutlasses, bows, and arrows. So bows and arrows are used for those fishes that come on the surface of the water, close enough for the fishermen to see and shoot. So the ones they will use cutlass for are those also close to the boats or their canoe. The same for spears. Then the next one, look at it, it's called hook and line. Look at it, it's called hook and line. Now look at the hook and line. There's a handle here. This is the handle which my cursor is pointing at. There's a wheel here. The wheel can be rotated by the user to make the string called a line. The string is called a line to become longer or shorter. So this is a wheel that has the string or line attached to it. Okay, along the line we have what we call, this red thing is called a sinker. This is just a weight, something to make sure that the line does not remain floating on top of the water, but that it goes into the water. It's called a sinker. Immediately after the sinker on the line, we also have what we call a hook. The hook carries a bait. The bait is anything that can attract a fish to come and eat where the hook is. Now, once the fish tries to eat the bait, the hook will pierce the hard palate of the fish, and then the fish will be caught. Then immediately the holder of that hook and line, we know that a fish has been caught because of the weight, and then the fish will be struggling to escape. So the holder, we know that a fish has been caught. This equipment is called hook and line. Now the next one is called a fish trap. Look at it. Now, this is the empty fish trap. This is the trap where fishes have been caught. Okay, this fish trap we are looking at has a door, and there you can see a bait will be kept inside. The door will snap and close when fishes are eating the bait inside. Then here you will now see that the fishes have been caught. Okay, that is called a fish trap. Okay, then the next one, look at it, is also a fish trap. It is made of cane. That is, this cane we use to cane you when you offend us. All right, look at it. It's woven together so that, look at the mouth of the trap, so that fishes can go in because of the bait they can see inside, but they will not be able to come out. So this is the fishing trap. Okay, so the last one is the fishing god, which you saw. I can show you again for the Argungu Fishing Festival. This is the god. That thing many people use to tap wine, by one tappers use. Okay, that's what they use to catch fish in that place. So we have just discussed the tools that the small scale fishermen use. I want you to ask your question right now. Unmute yourself and ask your questions. Unmute yourself and ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
So I have a question.
Yes, ask your question now.
Sir, the people who live in the village,
yes,
if they are not rich enough to buy the equipment, the fishers,
yes.
I mean, no, if they don't have enough money to buy the equipment, how would they be able to get the money to buy the equipment?
Listen. The easiest equipment, the cheapest to buy is this hook and line. Look at it. So one person, this one can't cost more than, for now, it may cost less than 500 naira. Are you getting me? Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So, but
yes,
if they want to practice it, adjust your microphone. Others can hear me. Adjust your microphone. Okay? Okay? If they can buy, if at least they should be able to afford this. Okay? Otherwise, they can go and buy a fish trap. All right? If they can buy a fish trap, then they can buy the hook and line.
So what are you saying?
If they are richer,
they can
adjust your own microphone. Others can hear me clearly and loud.
Sir,
Leave the meeting and come back again.
relog in. Sir, are you saying something? Second.
It's adjust your own microphone over there. That's what I've said. Others can hear me clearly. So if that person
Angela, leave the meeting and join again.
Listen,
Let's continue.
If they are not rich enough, then if they become richer, they'll be able to buy, 2 or 3 of them can buy a net, rent a canoe, or buy a canoe, and then they can catch more fish. Is there any other question? Is there any other question?
Sir,
yes.
Sir, that fish cage made out of cane.
Yes.
The hole looks too small to fit a big fish. What if it's a big fish? The hole looks small, so
it can't catch a big fish. It can catch the size of fish that can enter into that small this mouth. You are right. Okay. Any other question? If there is no other question, we continue from there. The next lesson. This note is already on the school portal. Go there, download, and study the notes. I'll place this video online immediately after this class. Now, how many of you have been watched the video of previous lesson, the videos of previous lesson? Answer me now.
Sammy.
Okay. Any other person?
Sammy.
Very good. So this one will be online. I will post this online at the end of this lesson. Is there another question? If there's no other question, we are ending this lesson here. So you will prepare for the next lesson. Okay? Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you.